This is a video about an app called Socratic. Socratic is made by Google, so it's available on Apple and Android phones and tablets, and it's free. Socratic uses Google's search algorithms and search information, and it uses AI to access that to give you a brief summary of some of the information that's out there if you ask it questions. So if we open Socratic, because it's connected as part of Google, if you're linked in with Google, if you have a Gmail account and so on, then you can register with it and it'll recognize who you are, so it recognizes who I am. The three ways of putting information into Socratic is you can type information, a question into it, you can take a photograph, or you can actually ask it a question through the microphone. So the first one there is the camera. So let's get a question up and just see what that question says and what information it brings back. So I take a photograph of that, which it's taken, and I can then sort of click on go, and it will go out to Google and it will go back and bring me that information. So the question asked, describe one similarity and one difference between the induced fit model of enzyme action. And I say that was already just on the machine, and it's brought this information back to me. So there you are, it gives me one similarity and one difference, all contained. So it's brought this information from websites out there that's registered on Google, and there's more information. You can scroll down and even more, and videos and so on. So it summarizes some of the ones that it thinks are the most likely to be ones that to answer your questions. And when you've got that information, you can then click on it and it will then take you into that information. So it will take you in there and summarize that. And because it's part of Google still, it's running through that app. So because it is running through that app, you can then access other information as well. So you can, however, then come straight back out of it and it will take you straight back to where you were before. So click on done. So that's one way of getting information. Click on the X in the top left hand corner. That takes me straight back into it again. So the second way to get it to look for information is you can type the information in. So I can say, what is oil viscosity? How do I spell viscosity? It doesn't matter. Viscosity. There you go. Might be right, it might be wrong, but it doesn't matter. Goes away and has a look. I spelt it wrong, but it still knows what it's looking for. So again, it brings back a definition of what it is. It highlights the key terms in that. There's a link to videos where you can do it, and there's a link to a small number of other sites that you can actually use to look for that. And again, you can click on that, tap on it, and it brings you that information. You can then read through that. If you wish to, you can then, because it's done through the Google Reader, you can actually get it to show you the reader, and that will make the text larger for you if you wish it to. Click on it again, you can make the text even bigger, and if you want, you can sort of say, I don't like the colour of that background, maybe I'll change the colour of the background, because that makes it easier for me to read. And then you can come straight back out of it again, and it goes straight back to the original settings on that website that it's looking at. On the bottom, the kind of box with the up arrow, that means you can then export that. So you can email that to yourself, or you can send it to yourself through a text message. And the little compass on the bottom right hand corner, if you click on that, that will then take you straight through to the website instead of looking at it through the app. Click on done in the top left hand corner, and that takes me back. Click on the X again, takes me back to what I was looking at before. So that's another way of getting the information. And the final one is to ask it a question. So if I click on the little microphone icon, and I then say, I click on the microphone, red circle, what are the different types of skin layer? And there we go. It's brought up the three different types of layer: epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. And you can click on that to get more information. There's diagrams, there's videos, and you can then have a look at that information. So that's a quick look at that app, which, as I say, is available through Android and iPhones, and it's available on tablets and on phones, and it's free. So that's called Socratic, and it's by Google. Thank you for listening.